I think we have a new candidate for America's worst senator. Let's talk about it in today's video. Hi, I'm Mike Greiner. I'm a lifelong Democratic activist who's concerned about the direction our country is taking. I'm also a lawyer and an academic, and I'm here to help you stand up to the BS of the MAGA crowd. So Tommy Tuberville from Alabama has done his best to establish himself as one of America's worst senators. In fact, I think he's well on his way to earning the crown and doing his best to beat everybody out for it. The latest scandal involving Tuberville has to do with his commitment to donate every dime he'd earn as a senator to veterans. This commitment was to try to blunt attacks on him for being some rich guy who didn't need the money running for senator. But yet, as it turns out, he has not donated 1 cent of the money that he pledged to veterans. It almost reminds you of his political hero, Donald Trump, who, despite claiming that he didn't need the money that being president would bring, certainly made plenty of it. Tuberville, who prefers to be known as Coach because of his background as a football coach, including at beloved Auburn University in Alabama. I mean, this is actually his Senate website. He's not Senator Tommy Tuberville, he's Coach Tommy Tuberville. So you can see what he thinks is more important. He's made a name for himself recently by blocking nominations for promotions within the Department of Justice. That means within the Army, Navy, Marines, and Air Force. The reason he's able to do this is by virtue of his position as chairman of a committee in the U.S. Senate. Now, it doesn't mean that the Senate can't approve these nominations. Ultimately, they can. It just means that they can't go through an expedited process, approving hundreds of them very quickly. And as a result, we've got a huge backlog of them that need to be approved by the Senate. Why is he doing this? Well, he's mad that the military has made it a policy that women who need abortions are able to take time off from their duties to go and get one. Sounds like a reasonable position to take. But this is not the only example of Tuberville using his position as a powerful legislator overseeing our military to use his position to pursue his culture war goals. I mean, he has co-sponsored a bill banning trans soldiers. Now, I get the concerns that people have regarding children, but regarding soldiers, really? And this is at a time when the military is going through a severe recruiting crisis. So that's a good idea. Let's ban certain people from coming into the military. People who might otherwise serve honorably. Then you have Tuberville, who raised eyebrows during his campaign for being closely associated with certain financial fraudsters, fighting against efforts to ban congressional stock trading. In fact, last year, he engaged in 132 stock trades, many of which were likely informed by his position in the Senate. And of course, he says it's ridiculous to ban the trading of stocks by members of Congress. At the same time as he's providing us with his financial expertise there, he's also saying that Americans should be able to put cryptocurrency into their financial accounts like 401ks, as if Americans already didn't have enough trouble saving for retirement. And he also sought to essentially throw the American and the global economy into chaos by voting against the debt ceiling deal that had been negotiated between Speaker Kevin McCarthy and President Biden. But that doesn't even touch the surface of Tuberville's particular style of negativity. Tuberville is a blatant and proud racist who's been condemned by his own brother for his hateful and racist speech. I mean, this is the guy who claimed that a white nationalist is not necessarily racist. That's kind of the definition. I'd love to see someone be a white nationalist and not a racist. In other words, you don't believe in racial separation, but you want to separate white people from black people. How is that not racist? And he defended that position for a long time. In fact, when Caitlin Collins tried to challenge him on that, saying essentially, by definition, white nationalists are racist, he said, that's your opinion. But that's only the latest example of his racist rants. You have him at a Trump rally talking about how pro-crime Democrats want reparations for people who do the crime. Now, last I saw, any talk of reparations is not aimed specifically at criminals. Oh, but wait, it's aimed at black people. You see, he can't tell the difference. But I guess we shouldn't be surprised by this behavior from one of the Republican senators who voted to overturn the election results. I mean, it doesn't matter how the people voted, right? And who also goes around claiming credit for things he voted against. You'd think if he were concerned about getting credit for things that he'd vote for them. But no, not Tommy Tuberville. I could go on. Tuberville has certainly been doing his best to amass an impressive record. And what's amazing is how many of these things occurred just in the last couple weeks. He appears to be on a roll in his effort to become America's worst senator. Well, if you think that someone else should be America's worst senator, let me know down below. Otherwise, you might want to check out this other video that I did where I talk about some of America's worst senators. I'll see you then. In the meantime, let's hope for continued progress. Thank you.